Well, exactly 1 year ago today, what may have been the first case of coronavirus was diagnosed in China. The article from the South China Morning Post, citing Chinese government data, says the first case of COVID-19 can be traced back to the 17th of November 2019. The person is said to be a 55-year-old living in Hubei province. The official position of the Chinese authorities, we should add, is that the first case wasn't confirmed until December last year. That was a whole month later. Fast forward to today, more than 1.3 million people have died from COVID-19, with more than 55 million confirmed cases globally. The US has been the worst hit, with over 11 million cases and nearly 250,000 deaths. But in China, where the coronavirus outbreak began, they've reported fewer than 5,000 deaths and just over 92,000 cases. Authorities there say there is currently no domestic transmission of the virus. President Xi Jinping spoke earlier today about the fight against the virus beyond China's borders.
We need to enhance solidarity and coordination and come together to meet the COVID-19 challenge. The coronavirus is still causing havoc in many places. Securing a worldwide victory against the pandemic remains an uphill journey. What is important is that we put people's life and health first. It is important to step up international coordination and response and support WHO's crucial leadership role in this endeavour.
Well, Kerry Allen is from BBC Monitoring. Hello to you, Kerry. What is the Chinese view of how the rest of the world has tackled the pandemic?
Well, increasingly, China's been ramping up this dialogue that it has handled the virus probably better than anywhere else. I mean, what I've been seeing in official media are reports from the World Health Organization itself saying that China has taken an active response, and China's been putting this out through all its main channels and really highlighting this. But China also wants to use the World Health Organization's own press conferences and highlight that there are still problems, particularly in Europe and the US, talking about cases continuing to be on the rise, medical centres and health workers being under a lot of pressure, but also, I mean, not necessarily still restricted just to those two continents. There's also been increased media coverage in China about the threat of the virus re-entering the country, particularly via import goods and cold chain goods. So China has been putting out a lot of reports recently, I mean, bearing in mind that it has seen no new domestic cases, very much highlighting that it is still identifying the coronavirus is reaching China via goods. And they're saying that these are from Europe, they're from Latin America, they're from South Asia, they're from everywhere, really. So China's saying that everywhere needs to, basically unite with the World Health Organization and take an approach very similar to China's.
Kerry, stay with us. The World Health Organization has, of course, begun an investigation into the origin of the pandemic, sending a small team to China in July to begin the groundwork. But since then, it's made very little progress. This article in Nature discusses the sensitive political situation where tracking a definitive source is concerned. It says the initial investigation will probably be conducted by Chinese researchers, with international experts travelling to the country only later. Well, the New York Times published this article saying the WHO has let China take charge, concealing concessions made to China, which may have sacrificed the best chance to unravel the virus's origins. Today, China's foreign ministry said finding the source of the outbreak would be complicated and is best left to scientists.
We have seen repeated reports around the world on when and where the novel coronavirus broke out. It once again proves that tracing the origin of the virus is a complicated scientific issue, which should be solved by scientists via global research and cooperation, aiming at finding the virus's animal reservoir and its transmission route. This is for warding off the future risk of viral outbreak, as well as protecting the life and health of the people around the world.
Well, let's go back to Kerry Allen. Kerry, just tell us a bit more about what the view is within China about the source of the outbreak in the first place.
Well, Chinese media have basically been repeating this message, yes, that it is complex and that it's going to take time to work out exactly what the source is. But at the same time, papers have been really highlighting these import cases entering via cold chain goods. And this has got people thinking about right back to the beginning of the year when they first heard about the coronavirus in Wuhan, the city of Wuhan, right in the center of China. And a lot of the early cases were related to a seafood market. So this has got a lot of people talking about whether there was the possibility that the virus may have entered the country rather than being the source, rather than originating within Wuhan, via another country, via cold chain goods. So this is what a lot of people are thinking at the moment, but the government media is basically following what the foreign ministry is saying and basically saying that it's going to take time and that China's being active and is working with the World Health Organization and that everything will come out in the end.
OK, Kerry, thank you very much. Kerry Allen there from BBC Monitoring.